Ayan.
Ayan. Okay, you can share it now. Hello and welcome to my show, TikTok, where we talk about what makes successful people tick and what it took for them to pursue their passions, follow their dreams, and achieve their goals. My guest today sprang out of nowhere at age 22, and then he climbed to the top very fast. In the blink of an eye, 10 years went by, and today he's even more in demand for his youthful, edgy, and fresh perspective on both sides of the camera as a photographer and as an endorser. We'll find out why and how. Please welcome BJ Pascual. Hi, BJ.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, mother.
Ano? Ano na?
Ano na nga ba?
Ano na? Ano? Sinasabi mo pa ba yun? Ano
How
na?
are you?
I'm okay. How
Always, every day.
Haba ng hair. Sadya ba yan?
Well, wala lang akong choice, but parang okay naman siya. So, I'm gonna keep it long for a while. Parang okay, yeah.
Bagay, very 70s. So, nag-workout ka na today, nakita ko?
Hindi pa. Kahapon pa yun. Yeah,
Oh,
mamaya pa after ng Zoom na, itong Facebook natin.
Balita ko, nag-food coma ka after mukbang.
Ano na?
Nag-food coma ka after falling asleep habang kumakain.
I know. Chinese food plus a lot of sweets. Ayun, nakatulog ako.
Pero you really prioritize working out, right? Parang you build your schedule around it?
Now, yes. Kasi parang, the first few weeks of quarantine, parang I really wasn't very productive. Well, in general, hindi ako masyadong productive in quarantine. But parang my sleep habits, parang nabaliktad siya. So, minsan I would sleep at like mga 7 or 8 a.m. na, ganyan. So, inayos ko siya by working out. Parang magkaroon ng routine every day para maayos yung sleep patterns ko. And it helped. It helped a lot, actually.
Wow.
So mainly because of that, and ayun, naging habit na rin siya since wala naman masyadong work, especially us, mga freelance creatives, walang work. So, yun lang. So yun lang yung that's what kept me sane. Nakakabaliw.
So today is day 1 of GCQ. May pumapasok na ba na work?
Yes, actually may mga naka-line up na ako na shoots. June 5 yung first. And actually medyo scared pa ako. But I'm preparing as much as I can. And I think most productions naman now, parang meron silang mga safety protocols. And we just have to follow it.
But during the lockdown, you were able to raise funds, right? By selling some of your works?
Yes. Oo. My photographer friend, Jason Kibilan, he started this initiative called Shelter Fund. It's really for photographers in the Philippines who, of course, have lost their source of income. And so, essentially, every print that we sell goes to a fund to be shared by everyone. So, kahit yung mga photographers na hindi makabenta ng prints, they will still have a portion of the fund. Parang equally divided. And for my share of the fund naman, since medyo comfortable naman ako, I decided to donate it to Home for the Golden Gate, which is a foundation that houses elderly gay people. Siyempre, yung mga elderly ngayon, mas vulnerable sila sa COVID, and especially sa Home for the Golden Gate, most of them are homeless. So,
right. Kumusta na si Wowa and Wowa? Have you seen them at all during the lockdown?
Hindi pa at all. As in like, since it started. Nung nag-start kasi yung lockdown, may ubo ko. So, hindi ako umuwing Cavite. So, I got stuck here in Makati and I haven't seen them since. So, but we talk every day. Actually, mag-usap na kami every day now than before.
Marunong ba silang mag-video chat?
Marunong na si Wawa mag-Zoom.
Uy, okay ah.
Yeah, kasi nag-Zoom kami ng family. Like, a few nights a week. Pero nakakatawa siya, palagi siya, parang zoom siya palaging ganito. Yung malapit ko sa ganyan, kasi malabo yung mata niya.
For those who are fans of BJ, they all know Wowo and Wowa. His lolo and lola who raised him since the age of 3, right?
3 months old. So
oh,
0.
3 months old. Right. 3 months old in Cavite. And they're always a big part of his milestones. Like nung book launch ni BJ, nandun sila. Every time may awarding, nandun sila.
Yes. It's my way of, medyo pasaway kasi ako dati. So nung, when I was in college, natapos ko yung bachelor's degree ko, international studies. And hindi ko naman talaga siya gusto. I mean, parang kinapos ko lang siya kasi sabi ng lolo ko, tapusin mo na lang yan. And then you can do whatever you want after. Tapos hindi ako ma-attend ng graduation ceremony ko.
Ay, oo.
So yun, parang ngayon bumabawi ako. Parang na-realize ko how parang sobrang ungrateful ko naman. Hindi talaga ako ma-attend ng grad ceremony matapos nila paghirapan yung education ko. Diba? So now, parang every time may awarding or a special event, palagi ko silang i-invite.
In the beginning ba, naintindihan nila kung anong na gusto mo maging photographer or not?
Not at all. Hindi talaga. Pero syempre, ano na sila, ibang generation sila. They're 80, 83, 84 na sila. So, syempre generation nila, parang everyone has to be a doctor or a lawyer or engineer. Hindi pa ka engineer eh. But, when I started, actually during mga last few months of college, nagkaano na ako, styling na ako. So, nung super di talaga nila gets, but in fairness naman sa kanila, hindi sila naging unsupportive. So, they were always there. Parang hindi lang sila sobrang, oh, good job, blah, blah, blah. Pero, ano naman sila, supportive naman. Medyo tough love lang. Of course, they're super skeptical talaga.
Right. So now you're 32, which I revealed in my announcement. Tapos may commenter na nagalit.
Hindi ko rin na-get kung bakit siya nagalit.
Sabi niya, why do you have to reveal his age? So are you...
Bakit naman yung age ko?
Bata pa naman yung 32. Are you now conscious na 32 ka na and hindi na 22? Because as we know, the fashion and photography industry is very youth-oriented, right? There's always the next big thing being born.
Yes.
And 10 years ago, you were the kid that came out of nowhere. Now you're 32. Are you ever conscious that you're aging, that somebody else younger and more fresh will appear?
Well, hindi naman ako naging conscious now. Well, syempre yun sa aging part. But in terms of career, I'm always super supportive of the younger ones that are coming up. Like, I always promote them or, pag may mga shoots ako na hindi ko kaya gawin, I would give it to them.
Wow.
So, especially pag gustong-gusto ko talaga yung work ng bata. So yeah, I mean, supportive naman ako sa mga bagets. And I'm not worried about my age. Actually, medyo mas happy ako ngayon na mas matanda na ako because I think people, kasi before, nung bata pa ako, and of course, medyo mukha pa talaga akong bata.
Super.
So parang I think people did not take me too seriously before. So ngayon parang I have my age. Okay, matanda na ako. I've been in the business for more than 10 years. So ayun. It gave me confidence.
It's very funny to hear it's very funny to hear you say, pag natutuwa ako sa bata.
Super. I love yung mga yung fresh talents na yun. Ibang I think ibang level na yung talents ng mga bago ngayon na are starting out. Kasi ang dami ngayon, mga nagto-start pa lang, like they're super young, mga mid-20s pa lang. Tapos yung work nila is so parang ibang level compared to when I was starting out. So parang sabi ko, simula ako, hindi ganyan kaganda yung work ko. So, it's amazing how technology and social media affected, I think, the way young people do create images.
Wow, what do you mean by that na ibang-iba na yung work nila? Because you were, di ba, you're a millennial, still a millennial, and now they're Gen Z.
Yeah.
Paano iba yung work nila?
Yeah, I think when I was starting out, yung generation ko and the generation before ng mga photographers, parang parang you tend to do everything. Parang yun yung yung key to making it in the business. A few years ago lang to. I mean, nung nagsa-start ako. It would be that you have to have all the tricks in your bag talaga. Na parang kailangan you have to be able to do everything. Parang versatile ka dapat. But now, photographers are more parang aware na each and every photographer will have their own certain niche and may sarili silang vision na. And ako, it took me years to develop that. And I'm amazed lang at how the younger people now, parang at such a young age, parang sobrang solid na ng vision nila.
Wow, I can't even imagine because I've seen the industry change and grow, right, for over 2 decades. And I remember, nung time pa nung film, suddenly digital na, di ba? It became very much a Photoshop game. Such that the traditionalists were like, ano ba to? Parang computers na yung labanan, hindi na proper lighting, photography. And then when you came along, digital na, di ba? Hindi mo na inabot yung film. It was very much also a game of social media.
Yeah.
Right? Parang sabay ng pagpasok mo was the birth of Instagram. And a lot of the work that you got was dependent on Instagram. Your Instagram feed was your portfolio, di ba?
Yeah. Actually, yun nga this quarantine, the only productive thing na nagawa ko was to rebuild my website. Kasi yung website ko was not updated since 2013. And I think 2013 was the time na nag-start ako mag-Instagram. So, since nagkaroon ng Instagram, hindi ko na in-update yung website ko, which is my portfolio. So, ayun. Parang naka-change talaga yung Instagram ng way ng pag-work ng mga tao. And also, parang it's a double-edged sword. I think, in a way, parang maraming nainis kasi parang bakit dependent tayo sa social media. But I think, also, in a way, nag-benefit din yung creative industry sa social media because we became more aware of the creatives around the world. Na parang kailangan, na parang yung, kaya ang gagaling ng mga bata ngayon, parang bata pa lang sila, alam na nila yung standard nung na kailangan nilang pantayan.
They have international
exposure
at such a young age, right?
Yes.
During your time, which is pre-Instagram, ano yung exposure mo nun? Let's rewind to the very start. You were a student in LaSalle. You had a t-shirt business.
Yes.
And you needed a photographer for the t-shirts, right? And then what happened?
So, when I was in college, parang medyo young pa yung internet, but high school pa lang, medyo geeky talaga ako. Sobra, kaya yung initial course ko nung college was computer studies.
Okay.
Doon ako yun yung first choice ko, and I got into my first choice. But it was not what I expected. Kasi nung college, nung high school ako, sobrang hilig ko talaga mag-internet. As in, like, I would make websites, and I would have clients na nung high school pa lang na nagpapagawa ng website. Like, I remember I had a client na parang clinic sa States. Paggawa sila sa akin ng website, hindi nila alam high school lang ako. But I had my portfolio online also. Na wala naman din naman nakalagay doon na high school lang ako or whatever. Doon lang nakalagay yung mga work na ginagawa ko for my own website. And parang I also had fan sites before na Christina Aguilera. That's finally how I met Martin Bautista. I met Martin Bautista through fashion. Because we were both Christina Aguilera fans and we both had websites. And my website, well, ang yabang ko, but my website was so big at the time. If you search Christina Aguilera on Google or Yahoo, as in, after no official website niya, was my website na.
Wow! Magaling ka sa SEO.
So magaling talaga. Magaling ako mag-program. I mean, I learned HTML, PHP, mga JavaScript at an early age. And then, so napasok ako sa computer studies. And then I realized na parang, shit, this is not for me. Parang yung na-enjoy ko pala na part ng web design was more of the graphic part, the graphic design part. more
Okay.
than the development of the website. So
Right.
parang after a few terms, sabi ko, shit, gusto ko na international studies, com arts. Kasi parang I really knew I wanted to do something related to communication or media, ganyan. But, hindi enough yung GPA ko. Kasi meron akong binagsak na math course sa international studies. I got, sa computer studies. So I ended up moving muna to another liberal arts course, which is international studies, para lang pataasin yung GPA ko. And then when my GPA was high enough to get into com arts na, sabi ng lolo ko, tapusin mo na lang yung international studies. Yung lolo ko kasi diplomat siya. Sabi,
Okay.
tapusin mo na lang yung international studies. After nyan, hindi mo type, kahit anong gusto mong gawin, pwede mo nang gawin. So I ended up finishing international studies. But on the side, lahat ng orgs na sinalihan ko nung college was related to advertising and media. So happy pa rin ako nung college kahit hindi ko gusto yung course ko. Sobrang daming readings. Like, yung readings namin per class would be like 300 pages per session and you have 2 or 3 sessions a week, di ba? So, and hindi ako reader, but I mean, I learned to work with it because nakakope ako dahil may ginagawa akong media related. Parang reward ko yung pag-join ko sa mga org. And that's how our t-shirt business started. Parang me and my friends who were also part of the org, parang we thought, parang pangit ng mga Lasal t-shirts. I mean, di ba pag mga games, yung nung time na yun, UAAP champion yung Lasal, magka-champion yung Lasal. So parang, sabi parang, go tayo ng mga cool na shirts. So yun, we made shirts that were cool, mga statement shirts dati. Nauso yung mga statement shirts na parang House of Holland, yung mga rhyming na statement shirts. So yun, we made full fit versions of that, and then that's how I started naman parang really getting into photography kasi we needed, of course, pictures of our clothes. So ayun, ako yung nagpicture ng clothes namin, nung merchandise namin, and then it all snowballed from there because we were featured in, parang yung nag-hit yung shirts namin, we were featured in a lot of youth magazines like Meg and Chalk. And then, ayun, because at that time, multiply pa yung uso nun, wala pang Facebook. Actually, may Facebook na, but mas multiply yung uso. And we would sell our shirts on multiply. Nakalink din dun yung namin, of course, yung mga personal multiplies namin. Dun nakita ng mga editors yung work ko din as a photographer. And that's how I started getting jobs also.
And then, what was your first big break? Or maybe your editorial, pinakaunang editorial?
My first editorial, my first photography assignment was for Chalk. Actually, nauna ako mag-style. Nag-styling muna ako. Kasi parang, nung finiture kami ng Meg, parang I ended up styling all of us. Nakita nung editor. Na I was styling us, kami ng mga friends ko, na-issue-shoot nila. Parang sabi niya, do you wanna learn how to, do you wanna do styling? Sabi ko, I don't know how to style. Sabi niya, sige, turuan kita. Si Michi Ancheta, parang editorial assistant siya nun. And the editor-in-chief at that time was Peewee, nasa Mega na ngayon. So parang, literally, tinuruan nila ako nung time na yun, yung pull-out requests were all fax machine. Hindi pa uso email approvals before. So lahat sila fax. So tinuruan nila ako. Yeah, and then, but, ang first na nagbigay sa akin ng photography assignment was Bianca Santiago, Shop Magazine. Parang may sinut ako na parang most stylish, mga bagets for Chalk. And then yun yung first photography assignment ko. And then my first real editorial was for Chalk also, with Rendel Alvarado, yung Philippines Sex Top Model dati.
At that time, nag-aral ka na ba sa States or hindi pa?
Not yet. My first few editorials, actually yung first 2 editorials, fashion editorials talaga, were Chalk and Meg. Both were done before I left for New York.
Oh.
So, yeah, So nag-start na ako before pa ako nag-aral sa New York.
So you studied in Parsons, FIT, and ICP. You took summer courses, right?
Yes, summer
Who
culture.
funded this? Wowo and Woa?
Wow and wow, of course. I had actually wanted to do it right after college, but nasarahan ako ng application. So, I ended up doing it after. Kaya nakapag-work na ako eh. Parang,
Oh.
kaya nakapag-work na ako ng mga editorials before ako nag-New York.
So, buti pumayag sila i-fund yun.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, parang pinarating ko na sa kanila how, I guess how interested I am
Right.
in pursuing this. And as I said, hindi naman talaga sila naging unsupportive.
Okay.
So parang, alam mo yung feeling ko, sa sobrang, kasi spoiled ako sa kanila eh. Alam mo yung sa sobrang spoiled ko sa kanila, parang sabi nila, sige na, go, sige.
So, what would you say you learned in New York na essential? Like if you're a young photographer now, essential bang mag-aral abroad or not? Or what?
I think now, hindi naman na masyadong, I mean, sa New York, I learned valuable things from different professors. Eh. Well, depende dun sa professor. But the most valuable thing I learned was that you should work on your vision. Doon ko lang siya natutunan. Because here in the Philippines, it's not really important. I mean, when I was starting out, the editorials and magazine shoots, the editors would assign the concepts to photographers. And up until now, to a certain point, ganun pa rin. But now, ako, I work with them with a concept na parang before, pag binubook ko lang nila ako, tinatanong ko, oh, what do you have in mind? I might have some ideas, ganyan. Or if they have a solid idea na, parang I will just build up on that. Before the shoot pa, hindi yung pagdating lang sa shoot. Kasi before, ganun tayo, di ba? Kapakita mo lang sa photographer yung pegs during the shoot, di ba? So, yun yung pinaka-important na natutunan ko sa New York was to work on your vision because maraming photographers na nag-aaral. And lahat ng matututunan namin sa school, kahit saang school kami mag-aral ng photography, lahat ng theories na matututunan namin sa photography will all be the same. All the same theory, mga lighting, basic lighting setups, whatever, they'll all be the same. And maraming photographers dyan na sobrang galing sa technical, magaling mag-ilaw, magaling sa lahat, but wala silang vision. So, your vision talaga is what will separate you from the other photographer na marunong din lahat ng kaya mong gawin.
So what was your vision that you formulated and how did you formulate it?
It was actually, it's so hard to explain, but my pictures kasi they're very portraity.
Right.
The fashion, yeah, diba? They're very clean and then it's hard eh, parang actually to be honest, parang the past few years ko lang din naman siya na-realize kung ano talaga yung brand ng BJ Pascual photographs. Right. And to be honest, it's still a constant struggle because actually a few years ago, I was trying to change it. Because parang I feel like it's starting to look like everyone else's pictures.
Right.
I mean, and at the time, I wasn't sure if ako ba yung ginagaya or ako yung gumagaya. Alam mo yun? So parang I was trying to change it so much and then actually nakatulong din tong quarantine na to give me time to reflect. Kasi before, I was just so busy, like, focusing on earning and, of course, supporting the team also, yung staff. Kailangan constantly I'm working because I have a staff to pay. And parang hindi na ako nakafocus more on the craft, on the vision. Yeah. But yeah, I realized na parang I'm really I don't know, very classic.
Right.
Yung view of beauty is a very classic view of beauty, na romantic. Alam mo yun? It's
right.
Not,
you have cited Richard Avedon as a major influence, which is, kind of traditional, but then with your own, I guess, stamp. And I think something that made us always book you for all the Cosmo covers. I mean, it's hard to get a Cosmo cover because, we really monitor who's new in the business. Mm-hmm. Can they hack it? Can they understand what we're trying to do? It's a very specific kind of ano, di ba? Cover. It's very consistent, di ba? Down to the
Yes.
hair, down to the look in
Yes,
the
the head.
eyes, di ba?
True.
But
Yes.
then, your photos always stood out kasi parang na-bring out mo yung inner glow and inner girl in a way that only you can. Have you actually
Mm-hmm.
analyzed this quality? Yung connection mo with the subject is so intimate and close na nalalabas mo,
Mm-hmm.
parang nalalabas mo yung soul niya. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, that's what, parang yun rin naman din yung naging basis ko. Tingin ko sa sarili ko. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. And to me, especially when I was starting out, it was all just so pure. To me, hindi ko siya iniisip eh. It just came naturally. I think yung rapport with the girls, especially pag girls yung sinashoot ko, parang iba talaga yung connection. And if you look, I mean, I was making my website, yeah, the past 2 months. And if you, looking back at all my work, parang may consistent na parang sobrang umaangat yung work ko with girls I really connect with.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these girls who became your muses also
Mm-hmm.
became famous because of that connection and working relationship, such as
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Marriott, whose
Mm-hmm.
picture was found by Wilhelmina on your Instagram. How did that happen?
Yeah.
How did her scout actually follow you?
He followed me, si Roman. He followed me because he worked with Ana Sedeco before
Oh, in New York.
in New York.
Okay.
Was it Ana? I think si Ana eh.
Yeah,
Or
Anna. Yeah, Anna was in New York.
yeah, I think it was through Ana that I met Roman. So, ayun, that's why he followed me. And then, yun, parang, siguro, hindi naman kami pala nakikita. And then, yun, pinost ko lang yung photo ni Kelsey. Kelsey, it was really funny kasi si Kelsey, although she was really up and coming na nung time na yun, when I shot her, she was really like, parang
on the rise.
On the rise na siya. And people would show me her pictures. This is a funny story. Show me her pictures. Sabi, itong bago, ganyan, super ganda. And then I would see her pictures, parang sabi ko, okay lang. Okay lang, ganyan. And then, and then, nung nakita ko siya in real life, nakita ko siya in person, sabi ko, oh my God, sobrang ganda niya. Parang the pictures, I always see of her, those do justice to her real beauty. So sabi ko, tara mag-shoot tayo. So, nag-shoot kami. And then, and actually yung shoot niya na yun, the one I posted, singit lang siya. I had a full day of shoots here in the studio. And then, so si Kelsey, pumunta lang siya dito. Si Anthea was doing makeup for another shoot I was doing also. And then, so, habang nag-change ng layouts, si Kelsey, siningit lang namin. As in, like, siningit lang namin siya in between the layouts ng actual shoot namin. And then yun, nakita nung nung agent. And then, the rest is history. But I think it was always gonna happen for her, no matter what. Kahit saan pang picture ni Roman makita yung picture niya, it was really gonna happen for her. I believe.
Right. So do you think it's important for a photographer necessarily to have a muse para inspired siyang mag-test, inspired siyang mag-explore?
I don't think it's super necessary. I mean, I can't say, but for me it is. Because I really respond to a girl's face. I don't know why. I mean, sa buko kayo yung opening. It's all about the girl. For me. So yung pictures ko, if you, as I said, parang it's always very portraity because it's always focused on the person in the picture. Parang, for me, the first thing people look at in pictures, it's not composition, but the face of the person in the picture. For me, just for me.
Right.
So that's how I approach photography. Kanya-kanya. I mean, sorry, go.
And for those who want to learn from you, have you been able to kind of break down the process of paano mo na kikilala intimately yung model and how do you bring it out? Do you have to talk to them for a long time? Kailangan ba lumabas muna kayo, tsumika? Or minsan because the subject minsan, yan ang subject.
Yan lang. Yeah, oo. I mean, ito pa siya naba-breakdown actually, yung process ng connecting with the subject. But whenever I would give talks, I mean, sinastress ko lang yung importance ng building some rapport with their subject. I mean, kahit sa hair and makeup lang, try to talk to them, make them feel comfortable, and then actually ask mo na, ano ba angle mo, Christian? Kahit wala naman, kahit hindi nila alam. Parang, I think just knowing, because I was asking them din, sabi ko, bakit niyo gusto na hair shoot? Parang like, sila Belle, they would say, parang, because I'm honest, parang I wouldn't tell them na maganda sila, na maganda yung picture kung hindi talaga sila maganda. And and I would always say this, I mean, I'm sure sila else is here watching. I would always say this in shoots, may igaganda pa. I mean, whenever, oh my God, naganda yan, may igaganda pa yan. So yeah, I mean, yun lang.
So in a way, you also, in your interaction with each other, you also push them to give more? Would you say that? Like when you say, may igaganda ka pa. So kailangan fight back din sila, di ba? Para ilabas.
Hindi naman, I mean, not necessarily may gaganda ka pa. May gaganda pa yung pictures natin. Alam mo yan?
I mean.
Yung pictures. I mean, I don't bring the subject down. I mean,
okay.
In shoots. I mean, some photographers do that, but I really don't. I'm a very, I think, I would say positive naman ako ka-shoot. I don't know. But, I don't know. Parang, I guess making them feel like you're taking care of them by actually like showing them what the picture looks like while you're shooting them, or parang talking to them na parang, it's also a collaborative effort. I mean, some girls yes, some girls not, but like most of the time, the best pictures come from girls who would also collaborate with me. Like, who would say na parang, baka maybe you can do more of this and more of that.
Right. And very positive indeed memories ko of working with you because the mood was always light, di ba? Parang fun lang. Hanggang ngayon ba, after 10 years, ganyan pa rin yung atmosphere?
I would say, oo. Parang hindi naman ako naging, although there actually, I can say there was a time na I was jaded na, and especially after the book came out, I think yun yung time na parang I was really, really burnt out. I was just working every day. And nagiging masungit na ako sa shoot. I would snap, ganyan. But now, I mean, recently, parang mas bumabalik na ulit ako dun sa dati kong parang mas happy myself.
What did you change? I know that you said in interviews that you learn how to delegate, like,
yes.
Retoucher, diba?
Yes, that was a big step, learning to delegate. Because before, I really would do everything myself. So, yeah, that's number one, because I get more rest by delegating. And then, alam mo, ang nakakatulong talaga, this is funny, I always say this, meditation apps.
Wow, talaga? Ano
so
app ginagamit mo?
Ako Calm. I subscribe to Calm yearly. And also this book. Actually, yung turning point pala talaga was this book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Who is the author again? I always forget his name. But anyway, yun yung title ng book. But yeah, it basically just says na parang stop blaming everyone for what's happening around you. You can change. I mean, hindi naman lahat, but like as much as possible, kaya mo naman siyang i-change. I mean, so you don't have to blame everyone for their incompetence. Parang gano'n. So parang it's putting and parang not to like dati kasi sobrang parang sobrang competitive ko, and I would take everything so seriously and lahat big deal sa akin.
Wow.
So
was it because of your youth?
I think it was because of my youth, and then arrogance also, and yeah, mostly arrogance. I think parang feeling ko ang galing-galing ko na. Parang ganun.
So parang talaga yun.
Parang medyo may time na parang ako lang yung tama. Parang ganun. In my mind, ako lang yung tama, and lahat ng gusto ko kailangan ganito lang siya.
Anong nangyari? Bakit nagbago? I mean, it's hard not to give a fuck when you're so OC, right? And your job is perfection. So anong nagbago?
I don't know, just reading that whole book, Actually, audiobook ko lang siya. Pinakinggan ko lang siya parang meditation app. So parang audiobook lang siya. Yun nga, na-realize, parang it made me realize, actually, I can't remember all the points there, but yun, it made me realize na parang the world does not revolve around you. And um, you you can make great work without making other people making other people look bad or feel bad. So,
Wow.
yun. Kasi parang for a time, parang yung examples palagi ng excellence, I mean, is that person na parang who would do everything, like a Miranda Priestley, who would do everything just to get the job done right. And parang that book made me realize na parang minsan, it's things that you can also control naman eh.
Right.
By yourself in order for them not to fail. Parang ganun. So parang, I don't know, that really changed my outlook.
Right. So you climbed to the top, like I said, very quickly, right? And then suddenly you had 300 magazine covers. Did you ever have a hard time in the beginning? I mean, it must have been hard to be 22 years old and then, talking to advertising executives or big shots. What was that like? Nahirapan ka ba? Or
Yeah, it was, parang I felt like I really felt like, I said so in my book actually, I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. Like,
okay.
Because I was so young, actually I was 20 when I started.
Okay.
With mga chalk, and I was, I think, 21 when I got my first advertising job with PBWA. And thankfully, yung account executive nung time na yon was very helpful naman. Parang she knew it was going to be my first ad job. Tapos nakita lang nung kinuha nila ako because nakita nung creative director nila yung work ko sa mga magazines. Kept seeing my name in magazines. And then sabi nila, sige, batakunin nga natin siya. So, yun yung naging, and luckily nga, si Miss May, yung advertising executive yung account executive nung project na yun, the first one, was super helpful. Like, she really helped me. Like, parang, masyado mababa yung rate na binigay mo, or, I mean, in-adjust niya, and parang, she helped me manage yung expectations of clients. And
right. In fact, you were saying na meron kang cover shoot yata, and then you could hear the models or the subject saying, sino ba yan? Magaling ba yan? Bakit may bata?
True. Sa ano to, it was part of the crew. Marami kasing tao nun eh. That was my first major cover. It was my third cover shoot pa lang in my whole life. Parang within 6 months yun eh. My first cover was for Chalk, and then this one, na actually, ang nag-book sa akin was Raul from Metro Society.
Okay.
Because they really liked my work. Parang, actually, for the longest time, wala talaga akong work. Like, after New York, I came home, and then, parang, siyempre, parang, iniisip ko na parang, baka pag-uwi ka since may education na ako, parang mas madali na yung career. And then for like, I don't know, like a year, I don't know.
Oh, so for a whole year, wala kang work. This is something that...
Siguro a year, siguro almost a year. Wala akong work masyado or at all. So parang nung may first time na parang binook ako ng Metro Society because the model recommended me. Kasi nakapag-work kami sa isang test shoot. So nung first time nag-work ako sa nila, they were so happy they booked me again. So the third time Raul booked me, so I was expecting it to be an editorial for Metro Society. And then, when I came to the shoot, it's a cover pala for Metro. Hindi na sinabi, I think nakalimutan lang nila sa, hindi ko alam kung nakalimutan nila sabihin sa akin or was it a surprise or whatever. Hindi nila sinabi sa akin na cover yun. Kasi ang alam ko, dalawa kami photographers nun, me and Mark Niclao, kasi maraming shoot. And I was like, oh my God, si Mark, idol ko siya, high school pa lang ako. So parang sabi ko, we're going to be in the, parang shooting the same picture. So sabi ko, oh my God, parang big deal yun sa akin. So, I never assumed that I was doing the cover.
Right.
So, parang, yun pala, ako pala yung gagawa ng cover. So, parang, that day, it was a super big production. There were 9 girls in that cover. Actually, niremake namin yung cover na yun recently with the younger girls now. But at the time, it was sila Kim Chu, Christina Hermosa, Angelica Panginiban, Bea Alonso, and sila Maha, and other Star Magic girls pa. And so sobrang daming tao nun because each and every one of them, kanya-kanyang glam team. And dun din ako naka-experience ng first diva ko.
Oh,
At a shoot, which was...
nangyari?
Oh, this is so funny, actually. It kept naman na, if I tell this. I always tell this in my talks. Si Christina Hermosa. Si Christina Hermosa. So, I'm sure you have your own Christina Hermosa story because we all do. So hindi kasi parang at that time, that cover, lahat ng girls na yan, they were all doing ASA. And the shoot was on a Sunday. So the call time was 3:30 p.m. because they were all gonna come from ASA. And sa ABS din yung shoot namin. Sa isang studio sa ABS. So naturally, si Christine was already married ata nung time na yun. And low profile na siya nun eh. So nag-request siya ng earlier call time. Maaga nga talaga siyang, I think 12 noon nagpa-call time na siya. And she was there ng maaga talaga. But, apparently, bumaba lang siya. Kasi ibang floor yung dressing room ng nilang lahat eh. Parang a whole like room with all the glam teams. Bumaba lang siya after each and every one of the girls arrived na. So, ang clothes talaga nila for that shoot was a Tory Burch. Parang padala ng Tory Burch na collection. And Tory Burch, at nung time na yon, yung collection nila was very, mga separates na medyo pang office yung itsura. Okay. Mga separates na parang printed lang, future printed, like mga fake skin, ganyan. But they were separates na mukhang pang office. Like mga shift dresses, and then pants and jackets, ganyan. But of course, yung stylist, at the time, si Rex Atienza yung nag-style, nagdala siya ng extra from of course, palaging may options, di ba? And although required talaga dapat na Tory Burch yung damit, si Christine didn't like any of the outfits. So, ang pinili niya is yung Gucci na pull out sa rack. So, pull out siya, hindi siya, yung Tory Burch kasi samples yun eh. So, you can, kahit ano pwede mong gawin doon. Siyempre, yung pull out, kailangan ingatan yun, di ba? And apparently, inintay niya lahat dumating yung girls para makita nila lahat. Yung suot niya. And then siya, nung nakita na mga girls, parang, bakit ganun yung suot? Ba't kami ganito yung suot? Ba't siya naka-down? Ganyan.
Oh my.
And then, okay, so, ang taga niya talaga, as in like, I think, bumaba siya, I don't know if it's before na siguro, bumaba siya. Apparently, nagpaano pa siya. Alam naman niya, beauty shop lang yung cover na yun eh. I mean, mid-thigh lang yung cover. Tapos, nagpaano pa siya, manicure, pedicure. So, ito na yung funny. So, hindi pa. So, during the shoot, yun yung first shoot ni Patrick T for Metro because he used to be with Mega, diba? So, actually, si Christine, oh my God, sabihin ko lang, sobrang ganda niya talaga. As in, like, siguro mga 5 shots or 10 shots ko lang ako, okay na ako. As in, like, sabi ko kay Patrick, okay, I'm good din yan. Sabi ni Patrick, sige, options ka pa. So, picture pa ako. Siguro wala, I swear, wala pang 30 yung pictures ko ni Christine. Sabi ni Christine, marami pa bang pictures? Ilan pa? Overtime na kasi ko eh. And I was like, super, I was like, at nung time na, siguro makataga akong bata, sobrang pet ko and everything. So, ayun, yun yung, when yung pala natapos ba, nakakatawa. Kasi after nung shoot, nakita ko si Rex. Si Rex namumutla. So, bakit? Apparently, yung Gucci na gown, na parang 300,000 pesos, nalagyan ng nail polish.
Oh my God!
Sa paa. Kasi nga nagpa-pedicure siya, di ba? So, so funny. And then, yeah, and actually, ang dami pa si Angelica, rin siya, like, after the pinaka-last, meron kasi silang pang-inside na layout na yun. Bad trip talaga siya nung day na yun. Parang, she was filming her soap na parang Vida contra Ruby. And parang may pasa siya sa face noon. And then, sinasabi talaga sa akin ng makeup artist na, sorry, kasi makapal yung makeup kasi may pasa siya, ganyan. And then, literally, after ko sabihin na, as in, like, di pa ako tapos, nag-shoot, nagsasalita na talaga siya. As in, like, she was like, okay na ba to? Pwede na ba? And then, sabi, okay, lumabas siya agad. Habang na din yung ibang girls. And I was shocked. So, and then also, nakadagdag pa yung yung crew na narinig ko sa likod na, sino ba yan? Because I was shooting them, dun sa actual cover, I was shooting them by twos.
Wow.
Secret scene lang yung solo. Kasi, yun yung dikit-dikit sila na but kasi parang, what I learned from watching mga behind-the-scenes videos ng mga nila Annie Leibovitz, nila Steven Meisel, their group covers, they usually shoot them separately, at least by twos or threes, ganyan. Make sure everyone is lit well and everyone looks great. So, and also, minsan dahil sa scheduling constraints ng stars, diba? So, I was shooting them that way. So, parang, kaya I guess naninibago sila up until that time. Sanay sila sinushoot lang sabay-sabay yung group shot. So, ayun, parang they're like, marunong ba to? Or narinig ko talaga sila from the back. Malaking room. So, yeah.
Tsaka ang bata-bata mo pa. So, when you look back, paano mo na-control yung buong crew na yon? So many emotions that you have to manage. You have to direct them. May diva-diva pa.
I don't know. I was actually just super chill lang the whole time. I was just like, parang letting everything just happen and then just agreeing with everyone. Parang okay lang, okay. Basta in my mind, yung priority ko lang sa isip ko was that if I got the shots that I need for that week. So yun.
So, mas kinabahan ka ba then than when you shot Troy Sivan, Coco Rocha?
Actually, funny. Yung first time talaga na ibang level yung pagka-starstruck ko was with Coco Rocha. Okay. Kasi, nung nag-start yung interest ko fashion, I was super like every other gay kid into fashion. Pero handa na ako nito. I think mid-college na ako nung naging interested ako sa fashion. Because earlier in college, nagpo-board shorts tsaka chinelas na ako sa school. Wala akong alam sa fashion. But nung naging interested ako sa fashion, the top models were sila Gemma Ward, Raquel Zimmerman, Maria Carla, si Sasha Ivanova, Coco Rocha, Lily Donaldson, sila. As in like, kung may top 5, kasama si Coco Rocha sa top 5 ng models nung time na yun. So parang, to me, she was a really, really, really big deal. And then, syempre na-shoot na siya ng lahat ng favorite photographers ko. Na-shoot na siya ni Steven Meisel, lahat ng photographers na-shoot na siya. So nung sinushoot ko siya, as in literal yung kamay ko nanginginig. First time nangyari. Hindi nangyari sa akin yung ever.
Napansin niya ba?
Before. Hindi naman siguro, but sinabi ko sa kanya. And she was super nice about it. Sinabi ko niya after. And the shoot was super fast lang because it was in the middle of a press junket also.
Right.
So I had like 30 minutes lang to shoot 3 outfits. I think. 3 outfits. So, ayun. Mga 10 minutes each lang.
And then yung kay Troy Sivan that they're saying is your look-alike. How
yes. Troy was super, like, it was fun. I mean, ang hirap kasi with shooting like international stars here in the Philippines. Kasi both of them I shot in the Philippines. Number one, yung time limit. Kay Troy naman, we had the whole day, but we had so many looks. Like, we had to shoot 22 looks in one day. That's a lot. Wow. That's a lot. And also, every day, iba-iba yung lighting setup kasi iba-iba yung set. So, it was a long day, but si Troy was super, super nice. Actually, like, because I had sent my portfolio na rin, of course, for consideration. So nakita niya yung work. So parang, dun dumating siya. He arrived super early. Actually, set up pa lang ako. Dumating na siya sa set. And then, so nakaupo ako sa ganito, computer chair. So, set up sa DPI testing. And then, kinalabit ako nung agent ko. And then, pag ikot ko ng computer chair, nandun na siya. So parang, nagulat lang ako. I was starstruck actually. Kasi parang nandun na siya sa harap ko. And then parang, he was like, oh my God, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work. Ganyan. And I'm sure nakita lang naman niya yung portfolio ko. I'm sure he's never heard about me before. But nakita lang niya yung portfolio. And I had his Sky Pereira kasi in the portfolio, I know he likes Sky Pereira. I guess kaya rin ako na-approve dun sa project. But I had prepared a special portfolio para yung mas bagets. Yeah.
So when you shot Noah Centineo, it was in LA?
We shot in Miami.
Oh, in Miami.
Yes.
What was that like?
Noah, it was...
Sikat na siya nun or hindi pa?
Yeah, he was parang yun yung peak niya actually, I think, kasi after nung ano,
P.S. I Love You.
yung ano niya, yung movie sa Netflix. And actually, I flew there not knowing who I was gonna shoot. Kasi parang bench book me, sabi na, may international celeb. We can't say who it is yet. And sa Miami yung shoot. Sabi ko, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to Miami. And I went to New York muna before going to Miami. Because I had to go back here, may shoot din ako. As in like 2 or 3 days after yung shoot din in Noah. And from Miami, ang haba ng flight kasi Miami, New York, Manila eh. So ayun, I went to New York muna, and then wala pa idea kung sinishoot ko, but I was siguro kasalanan ko na nag-expect ako. I was like, shit, sana si kung hindi si Shawn Mendes, sana si Ezra Miller. Alam ko ng lalaki. Alam ko guy yung issue. And I don't like many guy celebrities. So parang, ayun. So nung nalaman ko si Noah Centineo, I was like, okay. Hindi ko kasi, I mean, he's cute. He's super cute. But hindi ko lang siya type, I guess. So yeah, he was nice naman. He was much better looking in person, I would say. So but sa kanya, he's like 6 foot. Like, I was like, ooh.
So sino pang
super, super nice.
Dream subjects mo? Like,
ako yung pinaka-dream ko talaga would be Gemma Ward and Naomi Campbell.
Oh.
Yeah, or any of the supermodels actually. The original supermodels.
May concept ka na.
Wala pa, depende.
What are the shoots that you have become most proud of? Like, very ambitious shoots or milestones? Ano yung mga pinaka-favorite mo?
Pinaka-favorite ko, let's check ko nga yung website na kagagawa ko lang. but my fave, actually, at the top of my mind, my fave is that yung nude na sinude ko in my uncle's, my late lolo uncle's apartment, yung Forget Me Not. I shot that as a photo essay for Rogue. And I wanted to just immortalize his apartment before they auctioned off some of the items there. Because he was an antique collector, collected a lot of paintings. And so I wanted initially to shoot lang the place. Parang may memory lang yung place. And then I decided to do a second day na lang with a model to shoot nudes. Kasi ang ganda nung apartment niya talaga. And it would be a waste not to use it. That's definitely one of my favorites.
So it's in your website that they can all check it out.
They can all actually, hindi pa tapos yung website, but I mean, it's almost all done at bjpascual.com. They can check it now. All my favorite shoots are there. Ano pa ba yung favorite shoot? Yung kay Coco, that YSL cover it's also a favorite. Ba?
Mga shoot mo with Janine that
Janine
so much.
Nandito siya. I know. Favorite ko pa rin shoot kay Janine. I have 2 favorites. The first picture na na-publish with Janine was the one with the hat.
And the flowers.
The flowers at the back. I think that became her, parang, even my signature picture. Palagi siyang lumalabas. People will feature me. And
how about the one with Pilita?
The one with Pilita is nice. Actually, wala sa website ko. I should put it. Pero I have a Pilita shoot in my website also. Yung solo pictures with Pilita from Rogue also. Yeah. Dami.
How do you keep evolving and keep being fresh? I mean, when the work starts to come in, especially commercial work, it's easy to just shoot what the client wants, right? Day in and day out, may formula ka na. Minsan, mabilisan na lang. And I'm sure you devote a lot of care for every client. But after a while, right, the requirements might tend to be the same. How do you keep your creativity on edge para you keep it moving? Because it's hard. Anyone in the creative industry, whether photographers, stylists, makeup artists, hair and makeup hair stylists, they can get stuck in a rut or they're working dated, right? And I've seen this happen in the 25 years
a lot of people,
in the business. How do you keep current? What do you do para laging on your toes ka and hindi ka matatamad just to fall back on the formula.
Yeah, I always say this sa mga talks ko rin kasi parang I always have this in mind. Um, no one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. So, kailangan palagi ka nagpapatuloy.
Oh, okay.
Yun yung palagi nasa isip ko. So, kailangan you always have to keep proving yourself. And in terms of naman what you said about parang keeping my creativity or my creative juice flowing or keeping it
Stimulated maybe.
being burnt out, oo. Ganito lang yun eh. Parang I would parang work smarter. Ganito. So, if I have ad jobs, because for those who are not familiar, parang may editorial jobs, which is yun yung mga magazines that don't pay at all, well. As in, maliit lang yung bayad. As in, like, parang thank you lang yung bayad. Very small. But we do it. Photographers do it because we get to work with the best people and we get to express kahit may, like, some magazines would have guidelines, but we get to express our creativity. And then, may pangalan ka dun sa magazine. And then, the advertising jobs, and this is, at least for me, it's my bread and butter. Like, that's how I earn my living. So, yung advertising jobs, usually, your clients would tell you to do very specific things na. As in, like, you don't even have to think creatively. So parang ako, delegate ko na. Siyempre yung energy, creative energies ko, ipo-focus ko talaga siya sa editorials. And then, sa ad shoots, I would really do my best with the skills that I just need for that shoot. Parang yun na lang yung gagamitin kong skills for that. Like, I wouldn't waste my time arguing with clients na parang mas maganda kung ganito, mas maganda. Like, I would give them what they want. As long as it's nice and as long as happy yung subject, kasi usually celebrity shoot ko, kailangan happy din sila. I mean, as long as maganda yung output, bibigay ko na lang. So parang, that way, it saves my creative energies for things that I can use. Alam mo yun?
So you pick your battles na lang.
Yeah, yun talaga yung important, I think. As with any creative, actually.
So, paano yun ngayon na medyo wala ng magazines, diba? Digital na yung mga publication. And then ngayon pa na lockdown. So parang I heard from the industry that now the brands are just sending products to the model and the model can just do their own hair and makeup and their own photography, eliminating the photographer and the makeup artist. How are you thinking about how to cope with this new scenario?
Honestly, ako naman, I guess I'm lucky because meron din akong social media presence aside from my photography.
Right.
Like, my social media presence din ako as myself. So parang that also helps. So recently, like, I did a virtual shoot. Na ako yung photographer. Yung isa screenshot lang. It's a campaign coming up next week for a department store. And at the same time, kinuha na rin nila ako as one of the...
So, ikaw yung model and photographer, right?
One of the... Marami akong ibang shoot pa. So, ayun, parang... I think this... I mean, as you said, wala namang magazines. So, ngayon kasi, I always talk about this with my friends and people that I work with a lot, na ang Instagram is the new print.
Yes.
I feel like... Honestly, like, more people see it on Instagram. Number one, more people see it on Instagram. There's more engagement. And, kaya ngayon, a lot of artistas, if you notice, sila Pia, even si Janine, si Liza, we do shoots for fun lang. Pang Instagram lang talaga. So, now, I treat Instagram as a magazine na parang dun kaya upload yung creative work ko. Like, I would organize test shoots kahit wala talagang magpa-publish. I mean, usually naman may nahahanap naman na some magazine, like, maraming online magazines abroad especially, who will publish it. But, yeah, I mean, now I always do shoots with people, like, even sila Pam, minsan we would do shoots with either models or kahit artistas. And then just put it online. And then, parang, even though it's a celebrity shoot, we can get as creative as we want
Right.
without any constraints. And parang yun yung bagong editorial for us.
Right. They can't underestimate now the importance of Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Not like before na parang arte naman, pang Instagram lang, may crew pa. But now,
True.
yun
Now
na
it's
siya.
normal.
And then also, you've also
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
Yes. So now, as you mentioned, your edge na is you can be on both sides of the camera, and you have used this to your advantage. You have collabs. You
Yeah.
have big collabs with Calvin Klein, Louis Vuitton. Can you talk about how this happened and what you did for them?
Yung mga collabs with them is, I think it's just normal for social media to have collabs with brands. And as I said, parang yun na nga yung nagiging bago editorial niya. Because really, like, before, di ba, halimbawa, bibigay yung papahiram niyo yung Louis Vuitton ng clothes and then we would shoot it for preview, di ba? Now, what's different is, papahiram ng clothes yung Louis Vuitton, shoot ko na lang sarili ko. Kasi parang actually, initially I asked them, pwede ko ba silang i-shoot on models yung clothes na ipapahiram sa akin? Kasi nga parang mas yun yung gusto ko. But kasi parang apparently LV has to approve pa everything. So, and since na-approve na ako nung regional nila, ako na lang. Kailangan ko talaga yung kailangan ko. So, ayun. I just try to be as creative as possible with my self-portraits. Yeah, so ganun. And then, with Calvin Klein, they tapped me for Pride naman. Pag Pride, maraming mga ganyan.
Right.
And ayun, most of them are just like, ang ito naman talaga siya. Like, it's a way for them to promote their brand through my Instagram. And I also use that to parang, I don't know.
For Calvin Klein, you mentioned that you wanted it to be kind of like a coming out statement about you're tired of pretending to be masked, diba?
Yeah.
And you wanted to express your FM side naman. Can you talk about that and how you have actually become like a poster child for freedom of expression in clothing or in identity, whereas before, diba, they would have said, masyado yatang outlandish or masyado yatang flamboyant. And then now, they actually pick you because you are like that.
Yeah, oo nga. Parang, hindi na siya masyadong, I don't know, hindi siya intentional in the beginning na maging ganun yung effect. But parang, I think, parang when people ask me my coming out story, kaya na-share ko yung matagal na when I initially came out when I was yun sa cover ng Teen magazine. And a lot of people actually responded to it. Na nagulat ako kasi parang up until that point, parang feeling ko, hindi naman masyado nagmamatter yung story ko. Parang, ano ba yung, I mean, what does it matter? Apparently, people actually responded to the coming out story. So parang after nun, I became more vocal about my advocacy for the LGBTQIA plus community. And parang sumabay lang din siya dun sa time na parang I became a lot more experimental with the way I dress.
Right.
Parang, and actually, yung Calvin Klein thing was just like, parang it's not that, parang you don't have to be labeled as one thing. Like, pwede ako maging FM, pwede ako maging mask.
Right.
At the same time, or like, today, mas FM ako, tomorrow, mas feel ko mas maging mask ko. There's nothing wrong with that. So, ayun.
And you're really fearless about expressing your views. You're very opinionated. You're always taking a stand in your platforms. Like, I saw your post about hashtag junk terror bill.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi it's really, truly scary that
it is
when you look at the requirements for, diba, being considered a terrorist, it's things that we do on a normal basis.
On a normal basis, like we can. And the worst part is you can get arrested without a warrant, without anything, even if you're just accused of being a terrorist. Like imagine just kaaway mo sabihing terrorist ka. they're gonna
Right.
they can jail you for up to 45 days without any case at
Yes.
all. So parang, and I was before going on into our call, I was reading more about it. So I want to read more about it before I post more about it because I mean sometimes minsan syempre kailangan mas informed tayo eh.
Right. Or even retweeting something that they
Yeah,
consider
oo.
anti, diba, can get
Yeah,
you
di
in
ba? Kaya even
trouble.
just a meme. What if we post like a Duterte joke and they say, oh, that's a terrorist act. Parang, whoa, okay. And actually, the past few weeks, actually, nung first few weeks of quarantine, I was a lot more vocal on Twitter with all the press conference and everything. But the past few weeks, I've actually been like super cautious now because a lot of people have been getting arrested and hunted down just
Wow.
for their tweets. Like, did you hear about that girl in Pampanga?
Not yet.
She just posted something about the government, and then parang she was hunted down. Hinahanap siya, but thankfully she was an Australian citizen, kaya hindi siya nahuli. But kalapa, I mean, it wasn't even a threat that she posted. So ayun,
Right. We're
nakakatakot na
really
talaga mag-post ngayon.
living
So,
in very, very scary times.
super scary talaga. And what's happening in the States now, it's so scary also.
Right.
Ayun.
How does all of this make you feel? Like, sunod-sunod, di ba, this 2020. Parang it's so
Eh,
much to
mm,
understand or comprehend. How do you cope with
mm.
all of this stimuli and tragedy besides listening to calm?
um, but I just do the best I can to stay informed, number one. But also, minsan, it can be too much, as you said, di ba? So parang minsan kailangan ko rin mag-break eh. So minsan nakaka-pressure din when people, especially online, put so much pressure because you have a platform, speak out, speak out. Parang ako, wait lang, I have to read more about it before I speak
Right.
up kasi baka mali yung sabihin ko. And there's nothing wrong with admitting I'm not fully informed, di ba? So, so yun, I mean, minsan I just have to take a break from social media. I mean, I did that early on in the quarantine path. Kasi parang at the time I was just super annoyed with everything. Like when everyone would post anything not related to what's happening on their Instagram, parang na-annoy ako. But then, I mean, it's more about, ngayon I'm not annoyed at people anymore because I understand also that's how they cope with. It's not easy being locked down for 2 months, di ba? So
Right.
parang we can't judge people for doing what they want. They can to stay sane.
Right. But then once you do get the information, you don't hesitate to speak out, right? And
Yeah,
you encourage
I
others
will.
also to fight for their rights. Do you ever get
Mm.
trolled or bashed, or does it ever get unbearable?
Yeah, hindi naman never naman unbearable, but yeah, I mean I think it's normal to get trolls, especially if you post against the government, especially yung mga first few weeks ng quarantine. Um, yung tweet ko about the press, I forgot which tweet, basta na-include siya sa article ng Rappler.
Okay.
Parang roundup ng mga tweets ng celebrities. Hindi naman ako celebrity, but kasama yung tweet ko din. And nandun siya sa mismong screenshot na preview sa Twitter. So, super inataka ko ng DBS. As in like, non-stop talaga sila. And apparently, they get paid if you reply to them. So, dapat pala hindi mo i-replyan.
Oh,
The
that
more you reply to them, the more they get paid. Oo. Kaya they provoke you eh. They really provoke you. Like, as in, yung mga comments nila dun sa, or kahit anong tweet mo lang, they would really reply. Sobrang mga bastos talaga.
wow.
But the homophobic comments naman, when I post mga pride stuff, dead man na lang. I mean, ganun talaga. May mga homophobic talaga mga tao. So, mm,
Wow. So, sa lahat ng photographer, ikaw yung, I think, biggest Instagram following, like 340,000 plus. How does it feel to have such influence over a whole generation of young people about expressing your art, expressing your
mm.
sexual identity? Anong feeling ng responsibility?
Um, honestly, to be honest, you
Uh-oh.
sorry, not thought.
Please repeat. No, no, no.
To be
Ayan.
honest, I mean,
Oh, uh-oh. Parang nag-freeze ka.
And a portion of them for sure, like the people here, si Aaron, parang hello, yung mga nasa chat box. They follow me because parang they respond to me. But most of my followers, I would say, are people interested in the celebrities I shoot, not really
Okay.
me.
All
So
right.
what I do is I use the platform to reach more people. Yeah, to reach people who wouldn't really usually hear about what I have to say, the things I
Right.
have to say, especially sa LGBTQIA community. So yeah, I mean, yun yung nakikita kong advantage nung platform ko. That I
What
can
are,
reach
what
a wider audience than what I would
right.
normally reach. Yeah.
What are some of the things you think you have enlightened them about the very fulfilling run for you to know?
Nagka-cut ka here.
Oh, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
what
now.
are some of the things you think you enlightened them about na fulfilling rin for you to know na nagkaroon ka ng influence in the way they think?
I don't know actually, but I would say dun sa pag-promote ng it's not bad to be effeminate. Parang I think parang that's the biggest statement I have made. I think on my platform na nag-respond talaga yung mga tao up until now.
Right.
And I think sobrang nag-respond sila dun sa part na yun na parang I got a tweet few like a month ago, I think, lockdown na yun eh, na parang nagalit siya kasi parang naging mask na ako ngayon kasi diba
Oh.
nag-workout ako and everything. So parang, yeah, that's funny. But I
Hirap
mean,
naman.
yun nga, oo nga eh. Pwede naman both. So,
Pwede.
ayun. Yeah.
Right. What's your advice now that everybody is a photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yes.
is a makeup
It's
artist.
true. It's
What's
true.
your advice for people who want to break in? And how has the definition of being a photographer changed in today's new normal,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the new normal?
Mm-hmm. So I think what has changed, number one, I think the focus now is individuality. Like, um, as I said earlier, I think favorite phrase when I do talks, your vision is your ammunition. Yun talaga yun eh. Parang
Nice. Pwedeng
the
gawing
way,
t-shirt.
diba? um, the way you shoot, the way you see the world, yung point of view mo, yun yung magsa-separate sa'yo from the rest of the other photographers out there. Kasi nga, it's true, everyone's a photographer now. Kahit sino may phone, may camera, they can be a photographer. And even you yourself, pwede ka maging galing na photographer kahit phone lang yung gamit mo. As long as you have a distinct vision and you can show it, hindi lang sa isang photo, but like, alam mo yan, through a body of work na consistent. I think yun yung important is that you should have a vision and you're consistent and then you should, well, by default, you should have great work ethic also. Kasi parang I've seen a lot of very, very talented young people just fade away lang and not really reach their potential because
Oops.
they're always late or yung kasabit ng pictures or, just very kind of basic things like respecting the team. Alam mo yun?
Can you,
So yeah, I
sorry, can
think
you repeat that? Kasi putol lahat. Work
I'm
ethic.
sorry. Yeah, so sa work ethic, because I've seen a lot of very, very talented individuals just not reach their full potential. And because, let's say, masama yung work ethic nila, like, sometimes they'll be late sa shoots or not arrive at the shoot at all. I've heard about those things.
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
and minsan hindi ka sabit ng pictures at all, hindi na bibigay yung pictures. So, and it's also important to respect the people that you work with. I mean, it's important to be direct with your vision. I mean, it's important to let them know what your vision is, but there's a respectful way to do everything. So, ayun.
Right. But how do you gain the respect of others with your vision, especially if you're so young, right? Like, if you're young, maybe you're hesitant to say, sorry, pero vision ko to. Kasi you're the youngest one in the room. Any tips about conveying that with assertiveness without, diba, without turning off everyone?
Yeah, I mean, it always helps for depende sa shoot. Like, if it's an advertising shoot, susundan mo talaga kung ano yung gusto ng agency and ng client. Because it's really their shoot. It's not your shoot. Yung sa vision, I talk about vision a lot. Pag editorial work yan, pag it's a creative shoot you wanna do for yourself or for a magazine, dun ka pwede mag-assert ng vision mo. And now naman, I think editors book photographers because of their vision din eh. Like, editors would book me for shoots na bagay sa akin. Editors would book, say, Regine David for like a shoot na bagay sa kanya. So, it's a lot easier to assert your vision if you're all aligned. So, important din yung pag-mood board before the shoot para align kayo lang.
Right. And I remember BJ really works hard. I don't know if you remember, we had a cover shoot with Solen at 5:30 a.m. Hanggang sa kinakatok namin yung bahay mo. Alala mo yung shoot na yun.
Yeah.
BJ, wake up!
My God, dati gano'n nilaloko ko ng friends ko yung sleep habits ko daw before was every other night nung hindi pa ako nag-delegate ng editing ko. But I would usually shoot all day and then shoot and then edit all night and then shoot na naman. So,
but then you also went out a lot because I guess when you're young, part of the creative stimulation and the networking is by going out at night. Paano mo na-mix yung workload na yon with clubbing and, meeting friends?
Youth lang. It's
Youth
really
lang?
Oo. Youth lang. Ngayon, hindi ko na siya kaya at all.
Hindi mo na siya kaya? So,
hindi
nag-slow down?
Kaya. A lot. I slowed down a lot. As in like, I think my boyfriend's here. Parang, yung boyfriend kasi he's a DJ. So, mahilig talaga siya lumabas. I mean, his work now revolves around going out kasi DJ siya. So, ayun nga, wala siyang work. But yun nga, yun yung pinag-aaway na minsan because ako, I like to stay home na. Like, I'm always home. I would prefer to just be in bed, watch Netflix, ganyan. Ayun, so parang 360. Youth lang talaga yun, I would say.
Ikaw ba yan?
And I think hindi rin talaga, hindi ako yung type to like, when I was in college, hindi rin ako malabas masyado eh. Nung work na lang. Because actually, initially, nung work because you have to network, especially when you're starting out, di ba? Kailangan you have to meet people, ganyan. But then after naman nung parang na-establish ko na, parang okay na ako, parang hindi na rin ako masyado lumalabas.
So ngayon, excited ka na bang lumabas? Like parang na yung mga heels, tsaka yung mga feather boa, tsaka yung mga boots?
Oo nga, hindi. Well, nakaka-miss mag-outfit, number one. Nakaka-miss outfit, but I mean, I'm not excited to go out at all. I mean,
right, of course.
May shoot ako sa 5 and I'm so scared. I'm really scared to go out. Because, syempre, hindi na naman ako makaka-uwi sa Cavite because, I mean, hindi ko alam kung ano ko, asymptomatic carrier, di ba? So,
correct. So, have you thought as far as kung hindi ka na pwedeng mag-photography, ano gagawin mo? Have you thought that far?
Actually, before this whole thing, parang the past 2 years, I've been planning on putting up a business with my friend.
Okay.
That's under development pa siya. But then, syempre ngayon, parang we're like, paano na? Kasi with all this that's happening. But there's one project na tutuloy ko pa rin ngayon, which is this studio. My studio is my house, di ba? So house talaga siya now, di ba? So actually, in probably the next month, depende kung kasi pinabalik, depende sa permits, gigibain na to. And
Oh.
I'm gonna have a building constructed. Maliit lang, 4 floors. So magkakaroon dalawang studios there for rent, also for other people, parang DPI. And the studios are big. Parang kasi laki siya ng studio 3 ng DPI na dalawa, 2 studios. And then may mga commercial spaces for lease also. So, and I would live dun sa top floor. Para may penthouse lang ako sa top floor. So yeah, if all else fails, I'm gonna be a landlady.
You'll be the hottest landlady in town. So thank you, BJ. So nice catching up with you. Thank you for being the living example of not let anything phase you. You push for your rights, express who you truly are through your art and your passions and for what you believe in. You take a stand for the kind of life you truly want to live. And yun. So thank you again.
Thank you. I missed making chika.
I know. I missed making chika also. And hope to work with you again soon.
Yes, everything is fine.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. This has been TikTok, and I'll see you soon.